Paritrana sadhunam vinasaya dharma samsthapanarthaya bhavami. To establish the course of religion, Krishna has to appear a millennium after millennium. Right? Because he explains that Sakalena Mahata Yoga Nashta Paranta, the influence of time deteriorates the teachings of the Dharma. But Krishna comes that I come and re-establish again and again. So the Dharma includes so many things. Theory, practice, and connection with the Supreme Lord ultimately. People do not know much of the theoretical aspect because nobody is there to teach them around. But Srila Prabhupada brought not only the codes of conduct for a better human society, but also with the ultimate aim of life to understand Lord Krishna and go back home back to God. But at every stage of Srila Prabhupada, which developed into including deity worship, installation of deity worship, everything was manifested for him in due course of time without any external efforts. There were no programs of establishing temples all over the world. But Srila Prabhupada would speak to even an inquisitive person in Tompkins Square Park, where he would be sitting on a bench, and people will come, seeing such a sober personality. They never saw such a dressing in their life. They were curious to know. And they were talking to Srila Prabhupada. And then, oh, you came to establish your own ashram here. It says, yeah, but then would you have temples? Yes, there are so many temples all over the world, but only the time is separating us. Where is this vision coming from? There were no plans. When Prabhupada was successful to establish the temple worship in the West for the first time, he was very, very concerned. He said, I'm establishing deity worship in the country where there is a commandment that they say that thou shalt not worship any graven image in front of me. That is one of the commandments in Christianity. And if they know, they will kill me. There were so many uncertainties, but there were no planning also. So why should Prabhupada worry about it? But being the carrier of Lord Krishna's desire and his Guru Maharaj's desire, Prabhupada was always reposing himself into their mercy, and things happened and nothing came about. The Hindu temples that were besides the ISKCON temples. ISKCON would purchase churches. Churches are getting vacant. And somebody say, why do you have to purchase church? Well, continuing the worship of the Lord that you have neglected. And such beautiful answer they would consider. Yes. So many churches are on sale everywhere. We got 2 churches in Brisbane. So, church is a place of worship. But at the same time, Prabhupada also commented on that. Why do you keep your Jesus Christ on the cross? I mean, on the cross. Still, why don't you get him down and worship him? His personality. Why do you have to simply think that he cannot be worshipped any other way. So the cross is the deity, and Jesus in pain, and blood oozing from the nails and from feet and hands, they were stuck the cross. So Prabhupada says they don't understand the deity, yet they are led to believe that Jesus is our savior. They think because we have sinned and he died for our sins, we must worship. So death is a form of worship. That we can never think of such thing that the Vaishnava dies. He thinks ill that Vaishnava dies, but he lives forever in his sound because he preaches all around, even after the body is dead. So we need to understand this, that Jesus died for others' sin. But he was not the Supreme Lord. He said, our Father in the heaven, hallowed be thy name. So when Christianity came in India, starting from Kerala, where so much orthodoxy and segregation on the line of caste and creed was there, they would occupy our temple and convert into churches. Convert into churches. And they would just tries that we do not worship divinity. They know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead because most of the Christians in Kerala, they are converted from Hindus. So they know Krishna also. So then they try to mix up Christ and Krishna. They put them together. But the teachings of the Father has been spread around by the Son. So anybody who is in disciplic succession can preach about the absolute personality of God and Lord Shri Krishna. There the similarity is there. So they were afraid to, smash our deities. But Hindu temples, where Ganesh, Parvati, and the lion and all other beastly, traveling, companions for the Lord is there. They were very furious. They will smash the temples. Hindu temple. They said, the temple is coming right under the nose of our church. We can't. So segregation is there, but ignorance prevails everywhere. The Indians who established the regular temples, of mixed nature, because they don't have philosophy. They don't explain. So in the United States, that was the condition in early the 70s. But nonetheless, ISKCON was very firmly established. And we were the only one to look into the philosophical arguments. And many things have been started falling off from their grounds. But we have to endure ostracization and so many things. So deity worship, Srila Prabhupada said, is for neophytes. For neophytes. They are attached to the deities. So they come to your temple, but they don't associate with the devotees who are practicing with the same deity that devotional process. So, therefore, they are casted as neophyte devotees. But we are supposed to associate with the devotees. Those who are associating with the devotees for knowing the intricate things which are given in the Shastra about the deity, they are called Madhyamadikari. They are advanced than neophytes. And one does not see the difference between who is the devotee, who is the non-devotee. He is on the highest platform. So these are three gradations of deity worship. For householders, it is required to have deity worship because we are following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada's instructions. And Prabhupada wanted Gaura deities to be installed in every householder, whether they are meat eaters or. And told one of the devotees, he was the president of Vrindavan Temple at that time, is from UK, and his name was Dhananjay. Dhananjay, you start manufacturing the deities, Gaura, have a big factory and run the business. Dhananjay could not do. And everybody is converging into Vrindavan and making all the mukutwalas and others. and Prabhupada was very angry about this. One time, while the Mumbai temple was under construction, at that time, Prabhupada's BBT collections, and then he would himself allocate the money. He will keep all the accounts himself. One time, one devotee came from Vrindavan and put up a bill of about 3,500. And Prabhupada said, what is this? They said, we purchased some nice dress from this Mukutwalas. Prabhupada said, what are our ladies doing? Prabhupada just said, I'm not going to pay from my BBT money for the rascals who are cheaters there. Really, this is correct. And said, I'm not paying. Go, do whatever you want. But I'm not paying. Prabhupada refused. Prabhupada wanted the arts of making dresses as well as the jewelry was very important. And after a long time, they started doing that. So deity worship should not be dependent upon these mukutwalas in the back. Don't make to big order. Right now they got it sometime. Maybe from Mayapur. In Mayapur they have their own manufacturing of the deity clothes. For jewelry, they depend on Vrindavan. So it is a little pathetic, but Prabhupada wanted everyone to be self-sufficient and self-engaging in serving the deities. To learn the art of beautiful, decorations on the Sringarati. Oh my God, Vrindavan is learning so much, and you must spend some time to learn it. Those who have some services in the temple, they better engage themselves to learn. Come and spend for some time, and that is also called devotional service, rendered in the Dham, and you will benefit your temple. It's very important. Many Matajis are skillful artists, but they thought it's an income generating occupation. So they also earn money and they supply beautiful turbans and design and this work and that work for any signs of the deity and this and that. In Pune, some Matajis are doing elsewhere also. You might be knowing. But the point is that there are expansions of such services can be granted. But why to a business fee? Why to a business fee? Every Mukutwala They have Prabhupada's photo in their shop. As if Prabhupada belongs to them. And seeing Prabhupada's photo, you say, oh, Jai Prabhupada. No, knowing what is going there. You know. So, go ahead, Prabhu. So if you have to move the table, then you put the table again. Okay, but the deities will be coming soon. Hold on. You can bring the bhoga first forward, and then deities.
For the bhoga, I think they need the tissue.
No, they need to change. Just help him. Help out. So, help him. Yes.
No, another was
Vitthalesh, the younger son of Vallabhacharya in Mathura, to carry on the worship. They were very pleased to see that they were doing miraculously. So they said, "You worship will come for that." So, in the winter time. It's very hot. So anyway, so yeah, and household deity worship is also recommended, but one should do according to their means. One should not, imitate the standard of the temple to worship them in the house. We have to be very respectful, but we don't imitate blindly or in reverence, but because they are accepting the bhoga, therefore our household worship starts from giving them bhoga. So but don't eat bhoga before you offer. Watch out. Never put your eye. Don't say, if bhoga is there, look behind, okay? Don't say what is there. Yeah, otherwise you'll be punished. Krishna is first, right? They have to be all, whoever is with Krishna, God Nitai. There is no difference between God Nitai and Krishna deity. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nani Prabhu is Balaram. Alright? So we worship their own Vishnu Tattva. Alright? Tattva is one. Forms maybe are many. So we understand how, and there is methodology of how to worship that is, you have to worship by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Then you have to do Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya. That's what they know about me preta. But if you have a lot of goodies, don't give him only Patram Pushpam. Give him everything. You know? Whatever we eat, we have to offer him first. But you can't eat garbage. Can't offer him. All right. So when you go to shopping and try to see is there anything objectionable matter in this food that Krishna cannot accept. So that is also devotional service. Okay, kids, because Gurnika is so merciful to the kids because you dance a lot, you chant a lot, right? You do mischief a lot. Gurnika are very, very compassionate. They like children very much. All right? And Shinaji is lifting Govardhan Hill. Anybody who has a false ego, bring him to Shinaji. He will smash up the false ego of that person. You know, tell him to bow down. He has lifted Govardhan Hill to smash the pride of
Indra.
Our teacher speaks first. What kind of teacher? We are speaking on behalf of, and they're smart kids. There is a lot to learn when the deity comes at home. What do you have here? Huh? Why do you have Laddu Gopal all the time? Everybody has Laddu Gopal. Huh? Tell your father, not me. Yeah? This boy is going to exploit me. He will complain. Your complaint will come to me. You better believe. You have the only one, and it will be a problem. You take permission from your parents before you come to me. All right? Otherwise, you will have cultivated a bad habit. You can't be over smart than your parents. Because it's part of devotional learning. You have to respect them. What we say. All right, so thank you very much for attending and let them prepare. All right, I have to rush out to. There is a conference call for waiting for me. We have 1 hour driving. Huh? No. This it's difficult. I did bring. And then I would take and then go. And yet, anybody has any questions? I'll be cut short.
All right. Most of us, we don't know about Srinathji. 5 years ago, Srinath. Can you show?
Srinathji is a form of Gopal, original name was Gopal. Madhvendra God out from the caves of Govardhan because he got the spiritual dream and then he collected all the Vedavyasapriya from Anyon and went to Govardhan to take him out exactly at the spot. The spot was known because one cow was dropping the milk on that. So the rotten smell, the milk would be the only thing that would be, of course, there was no rotten smell. When Shinaji is there, it doesn't take anything but fresh milk. But whenever, a pure devotee has made, then it manifests. Gopalji was requesting, I have been worried here since Vajraram, was worshipping me on the Govardhan. How many times I had to hide from the attack of Muslims, from the attack of even Ashok, who spread Buddhism, atheism. He destroyed temples. Muslims were not known there. Even King Ashok, I'm going to initiate that Ashok and finish Ashok in him. So, Shinaji complained. So at that time, when he was brought out and Govinda cooked, they took him and they Abhishek. From so many different kinds of waters they brought. And it is traditional to bathe him in different waters, and especially from Govinda. In India, it is available not here. So, Shinaji was established in Gopal deity on Govardhan at that time. But after, Madhavendra Puri got old. Remember, he had to go to Remuna to find Chandra, because Gopali was telling the deity some different. And Kshetra Gopinath was more intimately, So he handed over the worship to Vallabhacharya. Vallabhacharya was his Siksha disciple. Because Vallabhacharya did not think that he needed initiation. He was directly connected with Shinaji. So he said Shinaji initiated. But anyway, whatever the belief is there. But after 16 years of worship, even Vallabhacharya thought to take sannyas. So his methodology was not to follow like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he retired, and his original home was in Prayagraj, opposite Prayagraj, and there is a small town. There he was. When there was some conflict of ideology with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to correct him. And at that time, Subodhini, the treatise was becoming, to be endorsed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was reluctant not to, unless and until one should correct his attitude towards Sridhar Swami, who is our predecessor Acharya, and his commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam is standard, and Vallabhacharya came to refute it. And then said, I have refuted all the arguments of Sridhar Swami. As Swami is master, why do you use the word master if you do not want to follow him? Whose master is the master of him? And till today, Sridhar Swami's commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam is done. Okay. So, Vallabhacharya had to take shelter of one of the disciples, Gadadhar, and he got initiated. and then agreed to, to try again through Gadadhar Pandit. Now, who is Gadadhar Pandit? That's Radha's father. And only interaction between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit was intimate, and very few people know that. So, when Gadadhar Pandit approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became angry. You want me to, approve his Subodhini? I will never do. Then, Radharani is more merciful. So that merciful power, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted. I said, because you tell me, I will do it. Otherwise, I don't know what is that. Like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, well, but please come, start. I will listen. And he started explaining the childhood pastimes, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped him. I know only Krishna, who is Yashoda's Kananan, the one who is giving pleasure to Mother Yashoda while she was filling her milk. That's it. And Vallabha said, that's good enough. And he was happy. He invited all the devotees to take prasadam at his place. Naini is the township opposite the other side of the confluence, the Ganga and Yamuna. I have disciples there, Naini. And so travel. Allahabad, I was in charge of a temple for how long? For about 2 3 years. So anyway, Vallabhacharya was on the Siksha Guru of Madhavendra Puri. No, other way. Madhavendra Puri was a Siksha Guru of Vallabhacharya. So in his memorial, Vallabha did Jatipura. Jatipura is a township. Anybody went to Govardhan Parikrama? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know Jatipura.
Yes.
On the other side of Anyo, on the other side. So Madhavendra Yati, they will call him. Yati is sannyasi. All right. So otherwise, he would have more honorable name if they will consider him to be of good category. But anyway, after even having Srinathji, he was offered to become Acharya in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. But at the same time, there was no Acharya in Rudra after Vishnu Swami. So the history says that he accepted the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya when there is no competition or something like that. He felt competition. So he went. But after Vallabhacharya, Vitthalesh and all of the sons, they established Vallabhasapriya, not Vallabhacharya. So in Vallabha Sampradaya, only it went on seminal succession rather than disciplic succession. Only Vamsh Parampara. So it became restricted in preaching. They can go only to good Jews and some just like they are more familiar with such community, and they have their own section. But the history says that seminal succession does not last. Just like Rudra Sampradaya was extinct, Vallabha Sampradaya coming from that will also become extinct. And Srinathji will return from Nandadwara to Govardhan back. It was in 5th generation after Vitthalesh that Muslim attackers, came down telling, take away your God, we're going to smash your temple. They were afraid of, destroying the deities. So at that time, the deity of Gopal, he was worshipped. He was shifted to Kakroli, Rajasthan, to Puchli area. Half of that, the Govardhan is in Rajasthan, right? Towards the tail area. So they were safe. And then it took about several years to when they were establishing Nathadwara. So from Kakroli, they shifted when his Nathadwara became manifested. So they are waiting for 450 years to be past, and then Shinadi will come back to government. Shinadi Bhagavan,
Yeah.
form of Lord Krishna lifting Govardhan hill on his left hand pinky, like this. Huh?
Is ready for final check.
Huh?
Srinathji is ready for final check.
It is me to go. So why don't you do little kirtan and they will come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put you on